Hey guys, what is up? Stick Boy here, back again for the second time tonight. Continuing on with Fruits Basket 2019. I had a feeling that I wasn't going to stop, but I did not want to put all of this in one video. We're going to get on with 20 and 21 of Season 2. Did 17, 18, 19 earlier tonight, and yeah, just wanted to split it into two videos because it's just crazy trying to edit together and produce and upload a video that long. If I'm watching a movie or something like that, then it can't be helped. But if it's just and besides a movie, it's just one thing that you have to sync up. But then, you know, with 5 episodes, then you're talking about 5 different sync points that you have to, and it's not worth it. I'd rather just get them out in smaller bits, get them uploaded so that people can see them sooner. And I honestly, I think people would rather watch them, you know, a few pieces at a time rather than having a big binge, you know, 6 or 8 episode binge. That some YouTubers do it, and that's fine, but it's not really my thing. Anyways, though, we finally got into what's eating at Reen. And surprise, surprise, it's more abuse, more childhood abuse. Who would have guessed, right? I thought maybe that she knew something, that there was a plan or there was something going on that she knew about that was about to happen that maybe concerned Hatsuharu and possibly even Toru and Yuki and Kyo. But it turns out that much like Yuki and Kyo, she is dealing with childhood demons, childhood abuse, emotional abuse, neglect. It looked like, honestly, kind of hinted maybe at, some sexual abuse even there. Which is really strange because the way her parents treated her, like they didn't want her around. Usually, you would think that, and I guess I'm not an expert on it, but you would think that if somebody was engaging in that kind of abuse, that they would not treat them bad, that they would kind of butter them up, and it seems like, you know, they would try to make the kid like them, but I don't know. Nonetheless, regardless, this is what we had to deal with, and you know, Reen was attached to her parents, and growing up, it seemed like to her, from start of life to the point where they snapped, that they loved her and that they were kind to her and they took care of her, and then all of a sudden, it was all a lie. So, as a result, anytime somebody is kind to her, she pushes them away because she's afraid of experiencing that kind of heartbreak again. So the problem with that, while it makes logical sense why somebody would do that, the biggest problem with that is that her parents never really loved her in the first place. Even though she thinks that they did, it felt like they did, and that's what's in her mind, they didn't. So the only out is for her to come to grips with the fact that there's a difference between what her parents did, that the kindness that she perceived from her parents, versus actual kindness from other people. And when somebody's legitimately kind to you, really the only way out from those bad memories is to take the risk and embrace the kindness, because that's the only way that you're not going to be tormented. I mean, you're probably still going to be tormented to a degree, but that's the only way to even have a snowball's chance in hell of escaping it, is to embrace whenever somebody's kind to you. And I mean, you can always take it with a grain of salt. You can always be on your guard, but definitely don't push it away, because in the end, it's what you need if you are lucky enough to find it. So that is where we sit with Reen. Which means that we got nothing on the Soma estate, the inner circle. It does kind of look like Akito, and by the way, Akito attempted to murder Reen. I didn't miss that. like I said at the end of the last video, she Akito only cares about the Zodiac members walking together at the end and being in eternal harmony together. So it doesn't really matter. Like, Rin is the horse. Akito only needs the horse spirit. It doesn't matter which horse. So if she doesn't like Rin, if she doesn't think that she's gonna cut it, then she can just off her, and the horse spirit will possess someone else, and we can try again. Which kind of makes me wonder, how old is Akito really? Is Akito aging? She doesn't seem that old, but it's kind of hard to tell in an anime. She seems to be kind of a frail human being, which leads me to believe that A, she's not particularly old, and B, she's not particularly healthy, but who knows? Who really knows what's going on here? But if she doesn't age, and that God spirit doesn't possess someone else, that leaves questions. It leaves a lot more questions than it does answers, because then you have the issue of like, what does she do when what does God do when the Zodiac members get old? They eventually get old and they die off. So you're not going to have like all of them coming together, because at least the animal spirits, we know that they're mortal. So, and they're not all the same age. So you're going to have them dying off one by one, not all at the same time. So you're not ever really, I don't see how you're ever really going to have complete harmony, like what the curse is supposed to bring together. It doesn't seem like it could ever really happen for very long, especially when you have them going out into the world, and you have them going out into the public school system and coming back, and they're at different rates. You've got Kisa, who is, 11, 12 at best, and then you've got Ayame and Shigure, who are in their upper 20s. Hatori, I believe, is in his upper 20s. So, and we don't know really, I don't know about Ritsu, but I don't think he's older than them. But that's a huge age gap. So you're going to have, you're going to have the older three getting into their older age a lot sooner than Kisa and Hiro. So, yeah, this is just not going to happen at the same rate. So it's kind of confusing, and I don't know. I just don't know. Like I said, it leaves a lot more questions than it does answers. And, so, I have this theory that there's this bigger thing than Akito. There's this bigger thing that's holding the curse together, that's kind of holding it over Akito's head too, kind of like Toru said in episode 10. But what that is, I don't know, and I don't know how significant it is, because I don't know. Akito could hold the entire thing together, but I don't think Akito started the curse. And so if Akito didn't start the curse, what did? And how does that still have power over them? Is there a higher being, or a higher force at least, that's holding that all together? So that's kind of what the questions that I'm mulling over. So with all that said, I'm ready to get into the video. So that obviously is going to be linked in the description down there below my finger, which is right here, and the description is going to be where my other hand is that you can't see. But if you'll go there, you're going to find a link over to Google Drive that's going to take you to the actual reaction. Obviously, it's a little bit longer than my usual. It's about an hour and 15 minutes, so be prepared to get comfortable and do what you need to do. Get a snack or whatever. But losing my ability to talk. I've already talked too much. So, with that being said, I will see you in the reaction. Take the link and I'll see you there.